In 2001, you would joke with your friends, yeah, Fred Durst is in a WWF video game. Yeah, right, there's no way that's true. Well, it was wild, but it actually happened. Fred Durst, the lead singer of Limp Bizkit, was a playable character in a WWF game. He had entrance, moveset, a car, and he was 100% real. No mods, no hacks, no Game Shark codes needed. You could literally fight with Fred Durst. This is an insane story of how the biggest rock star in the early 2000s ended up inside of a WWF game, driving a convertible to the ring like it was a concert and a cage match, all at the same time. Let's set the scene. It's 2001. The Attitude Era was peaking. WCW had just been bought by Vince McMahon, and wrestling is absolutely everywhere. Monday night, millions of fans tuned in until Nitro ended, then WWF took over completely. Meanwhile, Limp Bizkit was ruling MTV. They had Rollin. They had My Way. They're on soundtracks, movies, credits. Every kid had a CD. Wrestling themes and cool songs, those were all burned. We knew that Limp Bizkit was one of the most popular bands in the entire world. And who was one of their biggest fans? The Undertaker. He reinvented himself as the American Badass, a biker version of his character, and he was riding down the ramp on a motorcycle. That's right, Limp Bizkit's Rollin. Every single entrance felt like a rock concert. You heard Rollin, 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 what? And the crowd lost it every time. That's the moment this whole Fred Durst thing was born. Then comes WWF SmackDown Just Bring It. This was released in November of 2001 and the first WWF game on the PS2. Ukes and THQ went all out to prove that the PS2 could handle next level wrestling. Full entrances, 3D arenas, commentary, and a camera system that finally made matches feel like TV. This was the game that every wrestling fan wanted. It had The Rock on the cover and the tagline, "Just Bring It." It was peak WWF attitude. For the first time, you could play as legends and current stars from Austin to Angle to the Dead Man, The Undertaker. But hidden deep inside that shiny blue disc was something that nobody saw coming. So here's how you unlock him. You pick The Undertaker, enter Slobber Knocker mode, beat 15 wrestlers in a row, no saves, no retries, just survive. And once you do that, you get a notification. You have unlocked Fred Durst. At first, you think it's a joke. There's no way the guy who sang Break Stuff is actually in a WWF game. Then you go to Character Select, and there he is. Red hat, Fred freaking Durst. And when you pick him, that's when the magic happens. The lights drop, you hear Rollin, the camera pans to the stage, and Fred Durst literally drives out in a convertible. Top down, arms waving, Limp Bizkit blaring through the arena. He's rolling right down the ramp, hops out, climbs into the ring. It's so over the top, but it's amazing. It's everything we want in a video game. He actually looks confident. He looks like he belongs there. He's a hidden character, but it's WWF with style. And that song, it wasn't just a background music. Rollin was The Undertaker's official theme song, and that's why Fred Durst was in it. He personally allowed WWE to use that song as a part of a deal he asked to be included in the game. Literally, I'll give you the song if you put me in the game. And somehow Ukes and WWF agreed and said, sure, let's do it. That sounds fun. So is the character Fred Durst actually good? You'd expect him to be a meme character, right? Nope. Fred Durst is wildly competent. He had full animation, taunts, and running dropkick and a suplex. He even did the Swanton Bomb as a finishing move. You could hang with the mid-carders easily, and you could win matches with him. And of course, players did. Everyone wanted to see him hit the finisher on The Rock or the Swanton Bomb on Stone Cold Steve Austin and get the pin. It was just too good not to. The best part, his name would show up in commentary. Michael Cole would say, Fred Durst with the win. It was such a strange moment, but it perfectly sums up 2001, PS2, the WWF, and just life in general. So here's the real story. When The Undertaker switched to his biker persona, WWE wanted something modern, something fans would immediately react to. They landed on Rollin, which was a massive hit at the time. Limp Bizkit performed at WrestleMania 19 during Taker's entrance, and WWE called it the most watched band in the world. Fred Durst wasn't just a cameo, he was part of the brand synergy. He was showing up on MTV's TRL, WWE's Heat, and at pay-per-views, and the crossover worked. Wrestling and nu metal were like peanut butter and jelly, in the 2001. So, when THQ and Yuke's got the rights to make the new SmackDown, they were told, you can use Rollin, but if you do, you have to include Fred Durst. And honestly, thank God they said yes. After Just Bring It, Fred Durst did appear in WWF Raw for the Xbox, and it was the same deal. You can use my song, and you can put me in the game. After that, by 2002, WWE dropped Rollin. The Undertaker switched themes and the deal expired, and the rights reverted back to the band. Once that happened, Yuke's legally could not use his likeness anymore. So when SmackDown Shut Your Mouth came out, no more Fred Durst. No car, no music, gone like it never happened. Even though it made sense to have him unlockable again, no, he wasn't. Even the PS2 save from Just Bring It wouldn't transfer him over. Fred Durst was officially lost in time on the SmackDown series. But the legend lives on. It became one of those did you know moments for every wrestling gamer. Fred Durst, that's right, the Limp Bizkit guy? Yeah, he was in a video game. Fred Durst became a symbol of that weird, wonderful moment where pop culture and wrestling were just chaotic fun. The synergy just worked. No corporate branding, no 2K realism, just vibes and Fred Durst playing Rollin down to the ring. It was chaos, but we loved it. It was fun. That's all we cared about, having fun in the video game. When you think about Fred Durst and WWF SmackDown Just Bring It, it's a perfect time capsule. It captures what made that era special. Big personalities, crazy crossovers, over-the-top entrances. It didn't need to make sense. It just needed to be fun and cool. This was back when video games were made by fans for the fans. Ukes and THQ didn't care about realism. They cared about moments. Moments like Fred Durst driving down to the ring, blasting Rollin. And that's why it still gets talked about all this time later. Because it wasn't just about wrestling, it was about the early 2000s energy when everything was loud, weird, and unforgettable. What made this cool was that it wasn't announced as a feature in the game. It was something that you would just find or stumble upon as you were playing Slobber Knockabode with The Undertaker. Getting Fred Durst was a charm. It was something that amazed you when it happened. It wasn't a paid-for DLC like it would be today if Fred Durst was in a WWE game. Yeah, you'd have to pay for him. Back then, you would just stumble upon it, unlock Fred Durst, and go, what? That really happened? Before Bad Bunny showed up at WrestleMania, Fred Durst did it first, and his PS2 appearance will forever live as one of the wildest crossovers in gaming history. I want to know if you guys ever played as Fred Durst in WWF SmackDown Just Bring It. If you didn't know about it and you're just finding out now, let me know in the comment section below. And let me know, are there any other crazy characters that you have unlocked in WWE games that you had no idea were in there? I'm TonyPizzaGuy, and until next time, keep on rolling, baby.